So children, your next heading here is ARTs. If you can see, this is ART, Assisted Reproductive Technologies. I have written all the headings here along with the abbreviated forms. Must learn them, keep them on top priority. You have to learn all the abbreviations. This is very, very important. Right, children? Apart from this, I will be explaining each and every topic to you. Now, first of all, you should understand what are assisted reproductive technologies. Till now, you studied that there is embryogenesis and embryo is formed and the fetus is developed. Then you studied that in case the couple is having any member, any individual infertile, so causes of infertility that will not lead to conception. That means the couple would have problem in having a biological child. So, what are the processes or technologies nowadays which can help such a couple with the problem of infertility to sort out the problem, right, children? So, one by one, we will be taking each and everything. Please mark my words when I explain each and every heading. The first one here is in vitro. So, in vitro is basically in glass. We are referring to a test tube or maybe a petri dish, right? In vitro fertilization means a fertilization outside inside a glass test tube or a petri dish, right? And in vivo, on the contrary, you should be knowing that too. If you are calling in vitro as the fertilization that is being carried out outside the body, in vivo is inside the body, fertilization inside the body, right? So, what do we do here when we know that, see, infertility could be like low sperm count or anything could be like there in the males or females. So, depending upon the problem, this is one of the solution where you just isolate the sperm from the male and the ovum from the female. You put them in a culture medium. Now, culture medium is a kind of solution having all the vital nutrients required for survival, so that when you put the cell, put both the gametes in any culture medium, they are able to survive, they are able to metabolize, right? So, when you put both the gametes, male and female, in the culture medium inside a glass test tube or a petri dish, then you wait for 40 hours to monitor, because the sperm would move to the ovum, and because here the chances of wastage of space or to travel much is not there, it's a small space. So, the chances of a fusion becomes higher, and it is always monitored under the microscope whether once the fertilization between the male and the female gamete is done, then the zygote is formed. You can use this zygote anyway. Always understand that you can even preserve the gametes and the zygote for years and years, and you call it cryopreservation. Cryopreservation means freezing temperatures are there. The gametes, any cell, any tissue, any gamete, any zygote, any embryo could be preserved for years under minus 196 degree centigrade temperature, and that's the temperature of liquid nitrogen. The moment you take it out under normal conditions, it will again be vital, right? So, in vitro fertilization, you have understood, that's one thing where this is the problem that can sort out the problem of those couples which basically have an issue with the low sperm count, where the probability of say fertilization becomes lower, right, children? Another one is ICSI, that is intracytoplasmic sperm injection. Now, this is making things more certain. In IVF, you allowed the sperm to use its own motility so that it can reach the ovum and fuse with it. But ICSI is something where the sperm is, by the micro injection technique, very fine needles are there, micro needles are there, and with the help of these needles, this sperm is directly injected into the cytoplasm of the ovum, right, children? So, as the name suggests, it is intracytoplasmic, means inside the cytoplasm of egg, right? Sperm is injected. So, this is again a short method. Once you have injected sperm within the sperm nucleus within the cytoplasm of the egg, so it increases the chances by more over 99% to be fused, right? Third one is ZIFT, zygote intrafallopian transfer, and fourth one is gamete intrafallopian transfer. Please take care of all the abbreviated forms. Right. Zygote intrafallopian transfer is you take the cells out, you allow them to fuse in a petri dish. The moment you get the stage of a zygote, you insert or inseminate this zygote stage structure back into the female's uterus. Right. So, when the zygote is again put back into the female's uterus after being fused in IVF condition, that is ZIFT. But when you are fusing the gametes, that means you have isolated an egg and you have isolated a fused sperm, and now what you are doing, you are straight away inserting both the gametes at the site of fertilization only, that is the fallopian tube. So, you are not wasting time for movement of sperm, for movement of ovum naturally, rather you are setting both of the gametes at the site of fertilization so that the chances of fusion becomes higher. Right, children? Fifth one here is artificial insemination. Within brackets, if you can see, I have written AI, that stands for artificial insemination, and another one is IUI. IUI is intrauterine transfer. Right, children? So, just understand that artificial insemination is the insertion or injection or introduction of semen into the genital tract of the female. Please see these words. If you don't write anything extra apart from this line, the definition is fulfilled. Right. Introduction of male gamete, that is sperm, into the female genital tract or the vaginal opening, that is known, vaginal tract rather, that is known as artificial insemination. So, this is something which sorts out the problem of impotency too, where the copulatory organ doesn't work properly. So, you need some agent or some carrier which can take the semen into the female genital tract. Right. IUI is again a type of artificial insemination only. It is intrauterine transfer. That means you are inseminating the sperms only into the female system, but where? Right in the uterus rather than here and there. So, the time is again saved. You make things depending upon the severity of the problem a couple is facing. You inseminate the sperm into the uterus of the female. You might have certain conditions where suppose there is less lubrication or less mucosal secretion in the vagina. In that case, artificial insemination won't work. So, it would be better you straight away inseminate it or introduce it into the uterus, so that half of the tract is already covered, and now the sperm can use those uterine mucosal secretions to slip onto the ovum. Right, children? These are the techniques which can sort out the problem of infertility, where the couple are not able to, the female among the couple is not able to conceive despite trying lot. If you can see last three, they are general. Embryo transfer is the way you are introducing back the zygote into the uterine cavity. Similarly, here you wait for some time and then you convert it. You allow that zygote to undergo the cleavage process, and once it transforms into the blastocyst like structure, that's a multicellular structure, so you will call it embryo, and then you reintroduce it into the uterine tract. But must understand, when embryo at the stage of blastocyst is again introduced into the uterine tract, at that time the female cycle should be synchronized, right? That means the female endometrial should be much vascular, much active, much thick and cushiony, the way it is used to be in the natural cycle, supporting all the conditions for implantation. And last two are like treatment and surgery. Suppose if you say that fallopian tubes were blocked, so in that case there could be a surgery done to open the fallopian tubes, right? Sometimes a fibroid is there, so there are surgeries. DNC is there, that is dilatation and curettage, and this is something which scoops out all the fibroids which are present inside the uterine cavity. It is accompanied by some bleeding, but in due course of time it is treated well, right? And then you have diet and supplements. So, suppose if you are facing some kind of anemic condition and there is a lack of hemoglobin in the body, so that is something which is to be sorted out when you are planning for conception. right? So this topic is over here. I will be proceeding with the next topic, sexually transmitted diseases, in the next video, right children?